Most of the financial advice you hear is a total waste of time. You're told to hustle harder or visualize success, but nobody actually shows you the mechanical process of how a brain builds a fortune. In 1937, Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying the world's richest people to figure out why they won while everyone else stayed broke. The result was Think and Grow Rich. Even though the book is old, the logic is still solid. I've broken the book down into 3 practical phases so you can stop just reading about success and start actually doing it. Before you earn a single dollar, you have to fix what's going on in your head. You probably say you want more money, right? The problem is that your brain doesn't know how to plan for something that vague. You need a specific number and a specific date. When I started my first business, I stopped saying I want to be successful and started saying I want to make exactly $5,000 profit every month by December. That shift changed everything for me. It forced me to look at the math instead of just hoping for luck. You need to be doing the same. Start talking to yourself differently. If you keep telling yourself you're bad with money or that you're just a beginner, you're going to act like one. You have to train your brain to stay aware of opportunities. It's like when you're looking for a specific item in a store. You find it faster because you've told your brain exactly what to look for. Once your mind is set, you need a way to get the money. This requires specialized knowledge. General knowledge doesn't pay well. It just makes you a good employee. You need to become an expert in one specific area. Learn enough to understand the work, then hire people who are better than you at the technical details. Use your imagination to solve problems, not to daydream about being rich. You need a written plan because it gives you a map. Most people skip this because it's hard work, but without a map, you're just guessing. The biggest thing I see holding people back is indecision. Rich people make decisions quickly and they change them very slowly. If you're one of those people who takes months to decide which business to start, you've already lost months of profit. You're likely just afraid. Pick a direction and start moving. You can't steer a car that isn't moving. The final phase is about keeping the momentum. This is where persistence comes in. It is simply the habit of not quitting. Success usually happens after the excitement wears off and it just becomes daily boring work. If you can keep going when you don't feel like it, you have a huge advantage over everyone else. You also need to realize that you can't do this alone. You need a circle, a group of people who are also pushing for high goals. If you spend your time with people who have no drive, you will eventually lose your own. I've had to walk away from social circles that were too comfortable because that comfort was making me lazy. You need people who make you feel like you're behind. Finally, you have to manage your internal energy. Hill talks about sex transmutation and the subconscious mind. This just means taking your physical energy and your emotions and putting them into your work. If you fill your head with complaints and fear, your brain will find more things to be afraid of. If you give it tasks and goals, it will work on those even while you sleep. Wealth isn't a secret. It's just the result of a clear goal, a specific plan, and a refusal to quit. Eventually, you'll start to get hunches or a sixth sense about what to do next. That's just your brain processing your experience. Trust that feeling, but only after you've put in the work. You are the only person responsible for what stays in your mind. Control your thoughts, follow your plan, and the money usually follows. Pick one thing to change right now. Thanks for watching.